Hello, and welcome to the Weekend Spread presented by the Schooner Pod, our weekly pick show where we give you sometimes accurate picks, but always good times. Anyways, look, I gotta say, that intro was about as rough as Jamison's week, who went 1-7 after topping the leaderboard, or getting close to the top. Jamison, what do you have to say for yourself, man? We told you A&M covering over your Alabama was a bad idea. You did it anyway.
Sometimes you want the forbidden fruit, Bobby. Sometimes you just want a little bite just to see that maybe if you're the one person to pull off the miracle, oh, it tastes so good. But you know that you're not supposed to. You know that you're not supposed to. And it's just bit me hard. My only win was fading Kansas. That's a gimme. Oh, I'm down in the dumps. Thank God people who don't come to this looking for actual advice to use their own money, because God, this is not good in the slightest right now. It's okay. Shooters have off games. You keep on shooting. I'm keeping my head up. Yeah, this is 2 really bad weeks in a row, but it's okay. I started off with 2 decent picks. But oh well.
Yeah, Jamison has done the OU football this season and started out really promising, and then has lost everything else.
Yeah, I guess so. Ty's still on top at 15-15. Me and Jamison tied at 12.
Dominating. Half of his stuff right and other half wrong.
Dominating 2 bozos and a guy rolling dice. Which, by the way, Blake is only 1 game behind both games.
Blake went 2-6.
Yeah, and we just point out,
like, Blake taking guesses went 2-6.
To give Blake credit, the dice have saved him several weeks. His actual picks would have been worse, but it has just been an absolute statistical anomaly that the dice are as bad as they are consistently. It does not make sense mathematically that a 50-50 chance for every single game is that wrong as often as it is.
The second you hear Blake rolling them, it goes, "Oh, I like these dice. The dice are hot." You know it's going bad. You know it's going to go right down. Boatin Blake, by the way, we will clip him in as we go, as we always do, except for when he's late because, lawyer pirate stuff, whatever. Anyways, that's enough preamble. Let's get right into our picks with probably the most cursed pick on the slate, Texas Tech at Iowa State. 2:30 ABC. Iowa State is favored by 12.5. The Cyclones top 25 after their upset over Oklahoma, in case you didn't hear the other podcast or have, 80 cents of college football, in which case, thanks for the free anchor money for a sport you don't understand. Anyways, let's get into it. Ty, do you think the Cyclones are going to continue their momentum after this big win, or do you see Texas Tech, kind of tripping them up? We know the Red Raiders could be a little bit of a weird wild card here.
I think it's less about Iowa State. I think Iowa State week to week is the same. They're a very consistent team that just consistently, chugs along and waits on, you to make mistakes, and they just put their head down and they do their thing. And sometimes they win. Most of the time they win. Sometimes they lose. Texas Tech, on the other hand, is just a wildly just all over the board team. But I think if Texas Tech is doing good and they turn it into a shootout, then I think that Tech can easily, win it outright, let alone cover here, even though it is at Iowa State. But at the same time, I think that Iowa State, in their consistency, is the safer bet. Even though this is a double-digit line, I think that Iowa State is the smarter decision here because you know what you're going to get from them. And Tech could be, crazy good, or Tech could be crazy bad. I think it is a pretty high line for the offense that we've seen from Iowa State, but I'm going to go with Iowa State here, but I also would not be surprised if Tech just straight up wins.
Yeah, I'm going to disrespect our friends over in Ames, Iowa, and go with Texas Tech to cover this. 12.5 is a little too much. I think the Red Raiders, while they're not fantastic, they do enough to keep in this game. I think Iowa State, well, look, sure, great, good job. You beat a not great OU team. I think the Red Raiders are going to do enough to keep it close, keep it muddy. So give me Tech to cover, but this isn't a great line. I don't advise picking it at all. Jamison, what's your thoughts? Are you going to join me in disrespecting Iowa State? You're overlooking our Cyclones.
Did I hear Ty say that Iowa State was the safe pick and Texas Tech is a risky team that you don't know what you're going to get? I love picking risky teams that you never know what you're going to get. I love it. I love it so much.
We're 3 minutes ago talking about how this is losing you every week.
Lord forgive me, but
you get a little taste of the risk, and you're like, ah.
But
Lord forgive me, but it's time to go back to the old me.
Let me tell you, I gotta tell you something. When you lose, it sucks. But when you win, it's amazing. And I'm willing to give me the risky pick. Alan Bowman is day-to-day. He didn't do much in the last game versus K-State, which I picked Texas Tech to win that one. He only threw the ball 7 times before he went out with an ankle injury. He's considered day-to-day, like I said. Probably questionable at play. TJ Vasher had 2 catches in 10 yards last game in their loss. I don't see that happening again. That's their star on the offense. So give me Texas Tech. Keep it close within 12.5. I'm not going to completely keep on disrespecting the people in Ames, Iowa, as Bobby is, because I can tell he's definitely still hurt. We'll see if he continues to jab at them next podcast. Tune in if you want to see if Bobby is going to take more jabs at y'all, Iowa State fans. But give me the risky dogs at Texas Tech.
Yeah, apparently I can't handle like a single ounce of any internet criticism, which is a problem as a internet, podcast. But either way,
without further ado, we're gonna roll the cursed dice. Fade the dice season. Fade the dice. So we just want, for most of these, besides, I'm trying to think of anybody's away favorites. Florida's an away favorite, so we want Florida, but we just want to see a lot of H's this week. A lot of H's. We want big dogs, big strong dogs. So, oh yes, first one off the bat, Texas Tech ISU 12.5. Oh yes, we got big. Yeah.
Let's move on to the battle of the, purple folk. Kansas State at TCU. What? I don't know what to call this. It's a purple game. There's a lot of purple going on. 3 p.m. Fox, the original, normal Fox. TCU is favored by 8 and nothing, just 8. God, I just need to cut this. This is a lot.
Leave it.
We've been podcasting for an hour and a half straight.
3 p.m. on normal Fox.
3 p.m. normal Fox, Kansas State at TCU. All right. Frogs favored by 8. Jamison, we're going to go snake draft on this. Are the Frogs favored by too much? Do you believe that they can get a win at home? Or do you think the Cats will, continue their hot streak?
I love the Frogs here. I like them at -8. I've really liked, like I said earlier, how they've been playing with Duggan in. And I think they keep on rolling. I think this team is very good. I saw a lot of great things from them in that Texas game. And like I said, K-State, they got lucky last game because, no Alan Bowman, and that's a big part of that Texas Tech offense. And then still, they put up 31 points, which is nice. But still, I really like TCU. I really did. And I'm going to keep on rolling with them at the -8.
Yeah, I mean, look, you may criticize me for my flip-flop last week, but I like the Frogs here. Give me TCU to roll on. I don't like the hook. I'm not super confident because it's 8, not 7. But, I don't know. I think Gary Patterson and crew will keep it close or not keep it close, but do enough to get that cover.
Their favorite.
Oh, no. No, not keep it close. I think TCU covers this 8-point spread. I think it's narrow. I wouldn't touch it with an 8.5-foot pole, but give me the Frogs for the purpose of this exercise. Ty, what do you think?
Again, this is just the Big 12 so toxic this year in terms of the betting. I will say, believe it or not, last week, had I known that TCU was going to wear the helmets that they did, I would have picked them outright. Obviously, that was the right take. Hindsight is 2020, but that's a layup. K-State also kind of dependent on uniforms to win. I don't think they would have beat OU had we not worn cursed helmets that were also objectively just bad.
Too large.
Yeah, they just weren't even sized correctly. But I think that TCU at home 8 here is a very solid line to pick. I think it comes down to the coaches, and I have a lot of faith in Gary Patterson and whatever the hell his haircut is.
Hey, that's fair.
I think it's bad. It is weird looking.
Oh, yes, okay. We just want to see H's. Roll only H's. So now TCU, Kansas State. Please let me, actually side with my team for once. Dice, please. Please. Oh, dang it. Oh, gosh. I'm getting too big with the dice rolls. Oh, no! Gosh, I can never... The dice won't let me choose my team. TCU, hot, very hot team. We would be 2-0 if it wasn't for the fact that we didn't start some walk-on quarterback at our first game. Duggan would have come out, balled out, beat ISU. We would be at the top of the table, but no. We're towards the middle, but we still have a chance to make the Big 12 championship. So I'll take it, but hate that pick. KSU, not good. They have OU's number, but not good.
Weird fun fact: this is the last Big 12 game we're going to pick before OU Texas. So, as a treat that the Big 12 schedule has bestowed upon us, we get to talk about non-Big 12 games. This is so fun, and they're actually good. Let's start out with Florida at Texas A&M, 11 a.m. ESPN. Gators favored by 6.5 on the road. Ty, what do you think about Florida? You loved them last week. Didn't quite get the cover against South Carolina on your wild card pick. Do you still love the Gators, or are you gonna kind of turn on them here?
Any chance to bet against Texas A&M against a team that is hands down far superior to them by only a touchdown? Yeah, I think Florida here, easy.
Texas A&M is not good, folks. Give me Florida easy. Jamison, are you going to do it again? Are you going to learn your lesson?
Texas A&M.
Are you going to go Texas A&M?
Oh, man, I really want to. But whenever I did it with Kansas, I said, okay, I learned my lesson, and I moved on, and it's really helped me. I should learn from my experience. Whenever you get burnt really hard, do not go back to that same tree. You can go to another fun tree, eat another forbidden fruit like I'm doing this week, but do not go back to that same tree. I'll take Florida minus 6.5.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jamison, and I have a Kansas problem.
I have a problem picking Kansas, and Texas A&M gets Alabama.
I will say that
hey, that's progress. I'm proud of you.
It is frustrating to try to research this year because, I just searched Florida against the spread, and it had nothing to do with football, which is really unfortunate. But we're not good against the spread. I was reading about how terrible they are against the spread, and I was really wondering why Florida's economy was based on Florida against the spread. But it kind of made sense to me, that the entire state's economy would be predicated on betting against Florida or for Florida. But then I realized it was a different thing.
They're 1-1 versus spread.
I gotta say, Ron DeSantis, he's just not very good. He's not a very good corner. Can't stop anything at all. Everything gets past him. It's a mess. They need to bench DeSantis. Anyway, that's probably a little too political.
Next is Florida. Yeah, we got to get the away here. We can't rely another week on Texas Tech. There we go. Florida minus 6.5, and I love that number. Ooh, that's good. I love you. I talk about it all the time. I love these numbers. That little negative hook right there to get me just a touchdown win. Oh, baby, I love that number.
Anyways, moving on to a game that I'm sure y'all are thrilled about because y'all have been loving on this team this entire season. Virginia Tech at North Carolina, the number 19 ranked Hokies going to Chapel Hill to face the number 8 North Carolina Tar Heels and Sam Howell. will be an 11 a.m. slate on ABC. Tar Heels, North Carolina, are favored by 5.5 points. Jamison, I know you love yourself some Mac Brown. Do you think he's going to get another big win here at Chapel Hill, or do you see them Turkey boys sneaking up on him?
Here's the thing. I decided to pick UNC as my lock or my wild card last week in spite because I wanted to gain back on Boston College. Now Boston College once again screwed over my pick of the week, and I did not win that. Here's the thing. Let's keep back with this Boston College pipeline. I originally picked Duke to cover versus Boston College, and Boston College beat them by like 30. It hurt. It really hurt. Duke is now currently 0-4. Who did Texas Tech play last week, you might ask?
What does this have to do with Virginia Tech, North Carolina?
Duke played Virginia Tech last week, and Duke only lost by 7 to Virginia Tech. I ain't taking any of this. Give me UNC minus 5.5. I am sneaking through this. Man, you don't beat Duke by only 7 and then give me 5.5 points versus North Carolina. That ain't happening, sister. Come on.
Bit of a travesty.
What does that analysis have to do with this game?
What does the analysis have to do with anything? Do I actually know that, like, the betting, like, statistics of what's going on? I just got to go with what's in my heart, what I feel is going to be. Sometimes my heart tells me wrong, and like I said, I eat that forbidden fruit, and it comes back to bite me. It eats you really hard whenever you go 1-7. But you know what? This one's got to work eventually.
Jamison is going full Pepe Sylvia here, Charlie with everything going on.
What I'm confused about is that we all knew that you were going to pick North Carolina from the start. Like, you started by talking about all your high in North Carolina, and then you went through this big convoluted chain, and where we thought it was going to go somewhere else, and then you're like, and that's why I'm picking North Carolina.
And wasn't it great?
It was.
Sure.
It was the highlight of the pod so far.
It was worth it. It was good. Oh, man. I'm going to make it simple. Go ahead, Ty. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
No, it's okay.
No, you can't. So anyways.
Wait,
what I was going to say is I'm going to let Bobby take it here.
I'm going to make my pick. So I'm going to go with UNC minus 5.5 just because they're a way better football team. I know they were rocky against Boston College. I don't know enough about Virginia Tech, so I'm gonna go with what I know. I think the Tar Heels get a win here. 5.5, that's just too low. Look, if it was even 7.5, I might think about the Hokies, but that's just too low for me. Give me Mac Brown and the Tar Heels to get a solid win here. I think it might be close though. Ty, what do you think?
Yeah, North Carolina.
Cool.
I'm a big North Carolina fan.
I'm glad we made that easy. So.
We're moving on. Virginia Tech, UNC. Actually, this is another one I want to weigh. I'm small frauds that are UNC. They can't cover worth crap. So we're going in on this. Come on. Give me a little A. Oh, gosh dang it. Okay. As usual, the card derailing. UNC minus 5.5. Probably gonna be up by like 14 the entire game. I'm gonna come back at the end, win by like 4 or something like that. Don't cover the spread. Tale as old as time.
The Vols make their first appearance on the Pick'em this year. 14th ranked Tennessee. That feels gross coming out of my mouth. At Georgia, number 3. Dogs favored by 12. Somehow I got a 6.5 point line before the pod started. I don't know why, but this makes more sense. UGA minus 12, ESPN 630. Ty, do you think Georgia gets another big win between the hedges, takes out another SEC East foe, or do you think Tennessee keeps this thing close?
I think that, one, I loved that that 6.5 that you had for us earlier.
I'm just trying to pad everyone's stats here.
Yeah, I really think that, Tennessee, I have no idea why they're 14. But I really think that Georgia has really shown out that they're really promising. And I really like this. I really like this line. I would expect Fromm to have at least like 4 or 5 touchdowns. Easy. James is not allowed to laugh about having quarterback data that's like 3 or 4 years old.
Don't even. I've got
transferred like in 2012.
Well, look, okay, so I got to say, Tennessee, I know Josh Dobbs is coming back for his 8th year, and I think he could put together a solid performance. I'm kidding. Look, Tennessee, I think they're on the way up. They're heading in the right direction, but UGA is just clicking. Give me the Dogs at home to cover that 12. I think this thing could be one of those where it looks easier than it actually is. Might have to sweat it out a bit. But I think Georgia definitely covers 12. So, Jamison, who you got? You got the Bulldogs or the Hound Dog, whatever the hell Smokey is.
Okay, the Volunteers.
Well, I mean, Smokey is he's a type of dog. He's like a blue tick, right? I don't know.
Blue healer, is that what it is?
I think it's a healer. Anyways, Jamison, you go.
Okay. So let's play another game. Let's go through here. So last week, in my analysis of the Georgia-Auburn game, I said I don't trust JT Daniels coming in for Georgia. Guess what? JT Daniels doesn't take a single snap for Georgia. Stetson Bennett was the new quarterback for Georgia, and he was solid. Horrible picking on my end. Let's talk number 2. I also said I really liked Auburn because I really like that Pickens guy that's them. Guess what? He's a guy who decommitted from Auburn and went to Georgia. Another bad analysis on my end. I've disrespected Georgia too much, and that defense looked dominant. I know that we make fun of Bo Nix a lot, but they held them to 6 points. Give me Georgia minus 12. What's going on here?
I think Ty's playing Rocky Top. Dang it. I'm going to get a copyright notice now. They're going to take my money.
I thought that was a Walmart yodeling kid for a half second. I was like, what is going on? He's come from the ashes.
Mason Ramsey, come on the pod.
You know what? Should I pick Tennessee? Ooh, Tennessee. That could be another tasty treat. You giving me an opt-out?
That's an opt-out. Jamison, you can opt out.
Ooh, an opt-out. That worked so well for Bobby.
It did.
I'm sticking with Georgia. Minus 12. Give me. I like on the real. I really like Zamir White. I liked him coming out of high school. I watched a couple of his tapes. He was a really highly touted running back. Now he's their main man in Georgia. Georgia does a really good job of producing good running backs, and give me Georgia.
Absolutely. All right, good picks.
Okay, so now we're going. We want H's again. So Georgia versus Tennessee. Tennessee, no way they win this. No way it's even close. Ooh baby, we're cooking this week. Oh yes, Georgia minus 6.5. Oh yes, we're getting the picks that we need. We need a bounce back card this week. As I said, we turned the page. We turned the page on these 2-win records right here. We're on a new page, a new chapter. We're winning this week.
All right, moving on to ESPN.
All right, good picks.
I don't know what to say, man. It's been anyways. Miami at Clemson, ESPN's game of the weeks. The number 7 ranked Hurricanes at the number 1 team in the country. 6:30 ABC. Clemson favored by 14. Jamison, do you think the Canes keep this close, or is it more of the same? Miami overhyped coming into Clemson and getting blown out. What do you think?
Yeah, we were thought to be impressed by them whenever they beat the other bird with teeth in Louisville. But then we learned Louisville they had a lot of weaknesses. So how good of a win was that actually? And we were really, really impressed by that so much that now they've skyrocketed to the number 7 team in the league. I ain't buying a lick of that. Give me Clemson minus 14.
Yeah,
No.
I'm gonna keep this very easy, very simple. Clemson's gonna cover this. Miami, that's just this. It's a new year, new chain, same Hurricanes. Clemson rules the ACC. They're going to win this one big.
Yeah, I have Clemson here as well. I will just say, run the tapes back, listen to the earlier pick'ems. I have been saying from the start that Miami's trash. They just aren't as trash as UAB or Louisville, who are just like almost Oklahoma. They're so bad.
Hey, so let me say this one quick. So Tom Huber, a loyal listener and my friend that listened to this podcast, wanted us to throw out a lock because he wants to get behind a lock. He does not like that we've been just kind of just very daintily getting behind it. Lock Clemson, Huber, lock them.
Okay, yeah, our weekly lock of the century. We're going to go with Clemson here. For our weekly lock of the century, it's Clemson.
I would lock Georgia if I were to lock one this week, but yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna go different because I'm going to my weekly lock of the century is going to be Florida.
Next, Miami, Clemson. Please, dear God, give me Clemson. Please give me Clemson. Okay, we're going the U. We're going the U. That's fine. That's fine. Maybe the swagger will finally kick in and they'll actually perform on the field versus a quality opponent, but probably not going to happen. So right now the card's about 50-50, but honestly better than what's been produced the past few weeks. And
it's the wild card.
Wild card. I don't forget what it's called.
It has had many a name. It is not a lock. It is not a picker's pick. It's a wild card. So let's get weird. Let's make some picks. I'll go ahead and go first on this one. I'm not going to pick any. We always do, pre-production stuff. So it would be real mean to me to pick Boko the Bobcat over one of these guys because Boko is probably going to show up. I'm going to go with Notre Dame.
You can't pickers pick one that's on the slate already.
Notre Dame over
Clemson against Miami.
I'm going to go with Notre Dame over Florida State. I believe that's a 21-point line. If it's 28, whatever. Give me any number. They're going to beat Florida State by that much. That's how bad the Noles are. I think Notre Dame is a legitimately good team, which is going to probably bite me in the ass at some point. But they're certainly good enough to cover. I'm going to call it 21. So give me Notre Dame at 21, 28. Either one of those. Yeah. Give me the Irish.
Yeah, I'll go next. I really like that one. That was one that I considered for mine because I think, like you said, Florida State is just and Notre Dame I don't think is playoff level, but they are always a really solid team. So I agree with you there on that one. But I have a different one, and it is one that I think when you really look at all of the stuff that adds up to it, it's a really, really good bet, even though it does have a 20-plus line. So when we look at college football, one of the sort of big trends in modern college football is the dominance of a couple teams. And another trend is that there's one coach to really rule them all here. And he is a coach that has produced a lot more of coaches and rehabilitated coaches. He's currently working on Bo Pelini and Mike Stoops, who is a better defensive coach objectively than Alex Grinch, period, hands down. And that is obviously Nick Saban at Alabama. And not today, but at some point this week, he's going to be playing one of his former assistants, who is also just a failed individual, Lane Kiffin, who is like the guy from Catch Me If You Can, if he just failed at every con that he ever tried, but he just kept trying them. And Lane Kiffin is currently conning Ole Miss as their head coach. Also, he's gotten fat. I'm going to take Alabama minus 23 at Ole Miss here. It does not matter if Ole Miss wears powder blues. It does not matter if Lane Kiffin is Zoom coaching from a freshman girl's dorm room. Not matter. Nick Saban absolutely dominates his former assistants. He only teaches them just enough, and he keeps the special sauce. Give me Bama right here, 23.
I don't think I want any of Lane Kiffin's special sauce. That sounds bad.
Did you guys hear Lane Kiffin do his post game or whatever press conference during the week? And they're like, it looks like Lane Kiffin's late. And then all of a sudden he's like, Lane, is that you? And all of a sudden you just hear us flushing of a toilet. And he's like, yep. I was like,
He is so fitting for Ole Miss. I wish he would stay there forever, but he's going to be barred from the NCAA probably if he does. Oh my God! The turnover money bag is just
it's too on the nose.
Yeah, it's so amazing.
It's almost as bad as KU and their stripper poles with the money shooters and Snoop Dogg. It's just so very like. Remember when we did that? We definitely did that. All right. The worst they could have brought out like fake like burner cell phones and make it even more a nod to Hugh Freeze. But
you know what is funny though? I would bet that the turnover money bag is actually just tied to a financial money bag, like a legit. Like I bet they're actually paying out bonuses for turnovers.
There's actually money in the
bag. There's actually money in the bag.
Anyways, Jamison
up it like in their waistline when they hand it back.
Oh, Jamison, I know you want to get your pick out. Who do you got for your wild card of the week?
Okay, I've learned to not hold grudges on picking wild cards. I really want to pick Syracuse plus 2.5 versus Duke. Man, Syracuse did me well. Syracuse did me well versus Pitt, and it felt so good. And Duke did me so wrong versus Boston College. But like I said earlier, I should not hold grudges. This is for bad picking. I went 1-7 last week. And you said it at the beginning, but I've got to go where I know things work. And I said it. Boko the Bobcat is coming. They are 7.5-point dogs versus Troy. Troy just got their ass handed to them by BYU. I understand BYU has been very exceptional this year, but let's take a look at Boko the Bobcats schedule and just see how they've done this year in general, versus opponents that have been somewhat reputable. Even though they're 1-3, they played Boston College last game, only lost by 3. Ooh, I know what to think about Boston College. They beat ULM by 21. They only lost to UTSA by 3, and they lost to SMU by 7. They keep things close. Troy is usually a pretty good football team. But Boko the Bobcats got momentum on his side, and you just can't go away from things that you know that work. I need some solidarity, and it's Boko plus 7.5.
Hey, I can't fault you for Boko. He is just rolling down the river with his tubing degree or no, that was his hobby. I'm sorry. Anyways,
cardiology. He's working on it still. It's been 92 years.
He has a couple. He's just trying to figure out the electives, which who knows what that is. But anyways, let's move on to the main event. We usually hold the OU game before the wild card, but then so do Texas. So let's get down to it.
Best part of the week, the wild card game, where I just leave it up to Double Chance. We're doing Double Chance. It's never a marquee game. It's always something super small. Sadly, no Campbell on the board anymore. They had their last game of their 4-game season last week. So sad. The Camels, long. They're gone, but not forgotten. So now, as we do it each week, let's see which game on the slate we will be picking. So, 2? Oh, that's going to be the Friday night game. What's the Friday night game? Louisville, Georgia. Oh, Scrappy Dogs. Scrappy Dogs are back. Oh, yes. Oh, Scrappy Dogs are back. We got Redemption Dogs. Redemption Scrappy Dogs. Oh, Georgia Tech. Okay. Louisville. Oh, do not like that line. Oh, 5's a weird number, but we gotta do it. So it's Louisville at Georgia Tech. So let me write that down. Louisville. We want the TB here. We want redemption with the Scrappy Dogs. They lost bad against UCF earlier, and I was really on them, but I still believe that they have that scrappy dog spirit in them. So let's get it. Let's get away. Let's get away. Let's get away. Let's get away. There we go. Scrappy dogs. Scrappy dogs are back. Oh, yes, that's what we needed. That's what we needed to turn around this card. Oh, to get just a good scrappy dog pick. OU versus UT. Come on, Sooners, baby. Come on, Sooners. There we go. There we go. Yes. OU minus 1.5. So, card looking decent. OU versus UT. Come on, Sooners, baby. Come on, Sooners. There we go. There we go. Yes. OU minus 1.5. So, card looking decent.
Sooners, Longhorns, Cotton Bowl. You know the drill. The crowd might be a little thinner, but you know what? Still OU Texas. Throw the records out. Honestly, that probably doesn't matter because they're both garbage anyways. But 11 a.m., big nude Saturday on Fox. Sooners somehow favored by 1.5. So really, honestly, a coin flip for the most part. I'm sure you'll probably want me to go first, and I'll go ahead and do it. Look, I'm very aware that all the odds, every sabermetric, every single thing has Texas winning this. And I know these two knuckleheads are going to throw their horns up, and I'm going to be so frustrated when they do it, as we're an OU football podcast. So, yeah, get those down. Get those down, Ty. But you know what? I can't – I don't have it in me to go with my head here. I'm going to go with my heart. Give me the Sooners to bounce back, get a win over Texas. This OU team ain't much. It's not great, but I think they're good enough to pull it together when they need it the most, or else this season is going to go way off a cliff. Give me the Sooners to get a big win in the Cotton Bowl and get the season back on track. Get that hat for another year. So, Jamison, I'll have you go next, and then I'm sure Ty will have some shenanigans. So, who do you got?
I am hurting inside. There are so many emotions going through me. I feel like I've been kind of an OU homer recently with picking the spreads. I feel like I've been, for sure, OU is going to outperform them. I feel like I know more about OU. And it's kind of bit me recently. I mean, we're 1-2 on picking OU. They're 1-2 against the spread, and it hurts. Texas, they've done me well, decently. Yeah, horns up, 2 for 1 against the spread. Not bad. Or I guess no, it's not 2 for 1. They're 1-2. Pardon me. Oh, that changes things. I'm kidding. What I'm getting to here is OU's run defense. I feel like OU's run offense really, really hurts them. Like you said, it makes them very one-dimensional on offense. And it makes it really, really hard for us to lean on the offense and for our defense to do a whole lot, whole lot better or worse. The defense can't hold up our offense is what I'm trying to get at. And there are rumors that Seth McGowan is in concussion protocol and will not be able to play on Saturday. I'm sure we'll know more by the time that this pod is released. I just don't see OU having a solid enough team. And like I said, Texas is very solid, and we just lost to a team that made no mistakes and is very solid as well. So I'm going to go Texas here, plus 1.5.
Definitely fair. I honestly agree with most of those points.
Horns up!
Oh, God.
I tried to keep it really mellow. Now, boom, a double horns up.
Ty, it's your turn.
All right, so it's on my, on a reasonable assessment. Texas, you could make the argument against OU is under Tom Herman, very much what we talked about with Iowa State, with them being sort of a video game enemy. What I will say is that Iowa State is that video game enemy, if you guys remember that analogy, on like normal levels. So they're there. They're not going to make mistakes, but they're not going to play great, and they're going to be just good enough that if you make a bunch of mistakes, they will beat you. Texas, under Tom Herman against OU, has traditionally, in my mind, been that video game enemy on the maximum setting. They are not, if we do everything right, they are not going to straight up beat us in a, all out, everyone executing, everyone playing at the top. Even this team this year, I think we are still a better team if we did everything right or more things right. But I think that Texas is that video game enemy on maximum difficulty. And we saw how difficult that was against Iowa State. I don't think OU has it. And I mean, part of this is an emotional hedge. At least I'll have that win if OU loses. But I also have to go with Texas here. I'll just say Texas to cover because it doesn't matter and it's a little easier to say. So yeah, I don't have a crazy take here. It's OU Texas week, so give me Texas.
Somehow OU is going to win by like 1. And then, well, I guess if OU
is going to win, but
nobody covers. Well, I guess, wait, in that case, actually, that'd be great for both of you. Bad for me, but also not bad for me because OU won. That's good. So, that's fine. No, I wouldn't care. I'd be thrilled. I'm already awful. Look at me. I'm only beating a guy rolling dice by one win. I don't care. I'm good. But
that video game enemy again.
Yeah, this is like you said on hard mode. It's the difference between I guess just Super Mario Brothers and Battletoads. I don't know. Nobody gets that reference. Let's just wrap this thing up. Hey.
Making bread or making sourdough bread.
Y'all got to listen to the sourdough bread bonus feature. That's some good stuff. But
don't Google anything you hear.
No. Okay. Well, look. Hey, thank y'all so much for listening to us this entire week. Either if it was just the picks or OU Texas and the picks and Iowa State, we really do. We really appreciate it, and we're going to keep putting out this content through the wins, through the losses, because we're here for you, and your support means everything to us. And so thank you so much for listening. Really means a lot. We're going to keep this thing rolling. I'm saying this just in case we lose again next week, because that's a very real possibility. But keep sticking with the Sooners. Keep sticking with us. We will somewhat cover it with as much joy as we can. So, Ty, Jamison, anything you want to say before we head out?
Nope.
Yep. All right. Well, for me, Ty, Jamison, and Boatin Blake, this has been the Weekend Spread presented by the Schooner Pod. We'll see you next week, where hopefully we're not too miserable to not podcast. We're going to podcast. It'll be great. So anyways, we'll see you next week. Boomer Sooner, beat Texas, horns down.